Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. It has been a busy month, a busy start to the year, I have to say. A belated Happy New Year, if you can still say that as we're heading towards the end of January. But yeah, as I said, it's been a really busy start in what's been going on in Southwest Woking. Lots. We're going to start off with Connaught Road. Obviously, those residents living on Connaught Road know exactly what's going on there in terms of pavement resurfacing. But for people that are not on Connaught Road, I've got a short video about an issue that's currently going on. So we'll play the video and then I'll talk to it after.
Hi, I'm Ayesha Azad. I'm on Connaught Road. A number of residents have got in touch with me about parking issues on the road while we have the pavement resurfacing works going on. I have written to the highways team, and after a few email exchanges, I've managed to get the parking restrictions suspended on the road. So if you have pavement works going on outside your property, you should be able to park on the single yellow line. Use most of the space on the road, and you shouldn't get a parking ticket. If you do get a parking ticket, you should be able to challenge that. You can write to the county council or you can write to me. It is only a temporary solution in terms of trying to address some of the parking issues on the road, but I hope it goes in some way making life a bit easier whilst the works are going on.
So that is the continuing saga of pavement resurfacing on Connaught Road. I think I've mentioned it many times before because it's been going on, since the summer really, where the whole of Connaught Road and pavements are being resurfaced, ongoing issues in terms of residents getting dropped curbs and getting authorization to get that work done. Now that we're at the tail end of Connaught Road, so heading towards the Purbright Arch, work started on the 6th of Jan. And if you know Connaught Road, you know how difficult it is to find parking space. A lot of people have two cars, and therefore you get a lot of gridlock on that road. If you've got quite a bit of the road or the pavement being resurfaced, that restricts parking space. So actually, I got an email from a resident saying that their pavement outside their house was being redone and they were really struggling to find parking space. So I wrote to highways officers and said, look, this is an issue and we need to try and help residents. And after, as I said in my video, a few stern emails, I insisted upon suspending the parking restrictions that were on Connaught Road. And I was able to get that agreed and allow people to be able to use the full length of Connaught Road. So in all of the parking bays, as well as the single yellow line, residents would be able to park there whilst the work was going on. So I hope that in some way alleviated the parking issue on the road while the works are going on. They're still continuing, and that I think they're due to be completed middle of Feb. So parking restrictions should be suspended until that time, all the work is complete. And if for whatever reason, somebody does get a parking ticket, then they definitely need to appeal that either directly with the county council department, or by all means do send it to me and I will appeal it on your behalf, because I have had those restrictions on Connaught Road removed for residents. So hopefully that's helpful. So that is Connaught Road. Hopefully the next time we do a video, I'll be able to update you that all of the pavement resurfacing works on Connaught Road are complete. And I think all of the residents will be very relieved of that. So I'm just going to remind myself on the next one. So the next issue that I just wanted to pick up and address is the St John's footbridge update. Now, this is definitely good news. Obviously, those of you that have been following my work on this, you know that I've been working on this for about a year in terms of trying to get the bridge and getting Network Rail engaged with building the bridge, getting engagement from residents, updating residents. So we have had an update from Network Rail. So again, I went out there. I was actually out and about yesterday on Golf Club Road. So we shot a short video just to update everybody. So let's play the video, and then I'll talk to it after.
Hi, I'm Ayesha Azad. I'm just by the St John's Bridge on the Heath side. Just wanted to let you all know that the work on the bridge is going to start on the 8th of March. There is going to be a drop-in session for residents at the Memorial Hall in the middle of February, so that we can actually all see what the plans look like for the bridge. This is really good news. As you know, I've been working on this, well, for over a year now, so I'm really pleased that we've actually got some confirmed dates of when the work will start. So I'm really looking forward to seeing many of you at the drop-in session in February, so that we can actually see the designs for the bridge, and then finally getting our bridge completed in the middle of April.
So that it was a nice bright day yesterday, if we compare to where we are today. Just watching that video. So yes, obviously excellent news. Really pleased about that. In terms of the firm date for the work to start, which is what I was urging before Christmas for Network Rail to let everybody know. So really pleased that they have now confirmed that date, which is fantastic. Also the drop-in session, which again I was urging Network Rail that they had to do that. Residents really did need to see the designs before the bridge is built. So that's going to happen next month in February again, which is fantastic, and it's going to be in the Memorial Hall. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, and of course seeing everybody there. I think it's going to be a busy session because we're all very enthusiastic about the bridge, and definitely very enthusiastic about having a look at what the design is. Actually, it's rather exciting. So pleased about that. I know it's taken longer than what we were told back in, I think it was about March when we had that Zoom engagement with Network Rail, and I was pushing for them to try and get the bridge completed within the year 2024. And they said that the work would be starting at the end of year, so it would be done in December. Unfortunately, that wasn't to be, so March it is, and we will hold them to that, definitely. But now that we've got a firm date, I'm quite confident, or as confident as I can be, of what Network Rail tell me, is that's when it's going to be done. I understand, as per my conversation with Network Rail, that the preparation work for the site is being done as we speak. So they seemed quite confident about the work starting then, because they're already doing the preparation work. It's not like they're going to start the preparation work in March. So that work is being put in place, ready for the bridge to be constructed, or begin construction in March, as well as obviously the date for the drop-in centre. So that is fantastic news. I'm pleased that we've got some positive news at the start of the year. So then we move on to what else has been happening, which is again in Heath. It's Pond Road, a survey that I'm conducting there on Pond Road and Golf Club Road. As I said, I was there yesterday, so we did a video about the survey, which will play now, and then I'll talk to it after.
Hi, I'm Ayesha Azad. I'm on Pond Road in Heath this morning, just out delivering some of these leaflets. You should get them through your letterbox if you live along Pond Road and Golf Club Road. They're regarding a consultation that Surrey County Council is carrying out for the possibility of having bollards placed just over there. This is an issue that a number of residents have raised with the County Council, and I am doing a consultation, a slightly wider consultation, so that people in Golf Club Road also have their views considered, as well as, of course, those on Pond Road. So if you get one of these leaflets through the door, then please do fill it in, either through using the QR code, or you can just fill it out and send it to me. It's really important that we get as many views as possible, so whether you live along Golf Club Road or Pond Road, all of the views will be considered and passed on to officers, and the final decision will of course be made by the officers in terms of recommending whether this should go ahead or not. I look forward to receiving all of your responses. Once the responses are in, of course, I'll let you know what the next steps are.
So this was an issue that's purely driven by residents on Pond Road. They contacted Surrey County Council in terms of the issue. and the solution was the possibility of having bollards on that patch of Pond Road. A lot of residents felt that that particular road was being used as a bit of a a bit of a rat run in terms of lots of delivery drivers coming speeding along there, whether they're going to Golf Club Road or they're going on to the golf club. And the condition of the road, as many of you that use it or live nearby, it's really terrible. It's deteriorated over very many years, and especially if you have, kind of a lot of rain, you get a lot of surface water there. So it is in a poor condition, and they wanted Surrey County Council to do something about it. Which is when they approach the county council. My involvement really was at that point to try and get as many views heard from residents, because obviously it's residents on Pond Road and residents on Golf Club Road that will be affected by having bollards placed there. So I was really keen to get as many views as possible from residents living on both of those roads, which is why I'm doing the survey. The survey's there's a QR code, or you can fill it in and send it back to me. It gives a good idea of basically what the numbers are in terms of those in favour of having bollards there and those who have concerns, and of course also gives residents an opportunity to raise their point of view of what else can be done in terms of improving that. I know a number of residents were concerned that if bollards were placed there, what would happen for emergency vehicles? Would those bollards be retractable? And then again, I was able to raise that with highways officers and say this is something that residents have raised with me, and they came back and confirmed that indeed, if bollards were to be placed there, they would be retractable bollards, and they would emergency services would be able to access the road. So it was really useful information coming from that engagement from residents. So thank you for that. And if you haven't filled it in, then please do so, because I'm really interested to know your views. That's the whole point of doing the survey, and I look forward to getting all of those views together, which I will then pass on to Surrey County Council and the Highways team, who will then determine the outcome of whether we get bollards there or not. So in the meantime, keep filling those surveys and bringing me your suggestions or any other questions you might have about that. So that is Pond Road and bollards. And then I'm just going to mention something about vegetation. So, if you've got an area on a, that you know of, on a road that you live that's overgrown, then please do get in touch. I can try and get that cut back, or you can go directly to Surrey County Council or go into Fix My Street. Any of those are able to take your comments about getting vegetation cut back, because sometimes I just feel that we can all kind of play our part in notifying the council in terms of areas that need some work. I had a couple of emails from residents on so it was College Lane, Black Horse Road, Hook Hill Lane, and what was my other one? Saunders Lane, of course. Saunders Lane was the other one, where again residents contacted me directly in terms of overgrown vegetation, and then I got all of that cut back, which I'm very happy to do. So if you've got an area or a road near you that needs the vegetation needs to be cut back or neatened off, or it's kind of protruding a bit too much onto the footpath, onto the road, then you can by all means send me an email. Again, you can also get in touch directly with the county council or through the Fix My Street WhatsApp, not WhatsApp, app generally, and report that. So just wanted to let you know that work on making our streets, tidy and looking good continues, and just report it, whichever means you choose to do so. So that is vegetation cutting back. Then I'm going to move to something about local devolution and local government reorganising, which sounds which sounds what's the word, interesting. If you haven't heard much about it, I have a colleague who's going to come on and ask some questions that have come through from residents, just to try and better understand what it is that's being talked about in terms of devolution, in terms of local government reorganisation, and the possibility of the May County elections, which you may have heard, being postponed until next year. So my colleague is Simon Ashall, who I've worked with previously. He's actually a bit of an expert on local government reorganisation. So he's going to come on and we're going to have a conversation about it. And hopefully, if you have any questions, then please do just put them in the chat and we'll be happy to answer those and hopefully just let you know about what it means and what we're talking about. So Simon.
Hi,
hello, Simon.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. I've just made you an expert.
I think I heard that and I thought, oh my goodness, I don't know how I'm going to live up to that introduction. But yeah, I just thought, because I know you do these live streams very regularly and I'm always watching. And yeah, as you say, we've worked together before, so I know quite a lot about what you're doing in the area. And that you asking people to come on if they want to get involved or have any issues. So I thought, well, why not? See if it's my turn. So yeah, thanks for having me.
No, thank you for coming.
Yes, I was
that offer is always open to any resident to come on and ask any questions. It's always there. But yes, Simon, you've got some questions in terms of me trying to explain what it means in terms of if people have heard about local government reorganisation or Surrey County Council or any of those. So fire away.
That's it. Well, I think there's quite a lot of interest around it, but probably only about different bits of it. As you say, some people have heard that we might have elections. Some people have heard we might have a mayor. Some people have heard that the Woking Borough Council might be abolished. But actually, it's all part of one much bigger scheme, isn't it? So can we start off with where this came from? Why is Surrey doing this now, and who's saying that it's got to be done?
Yeah, so it's come from the government. The Labour government put forward they released actually a devolution white paper, in all of their sanity just before Christmas. 16th of December was when the white paper was released. And that basically had almost an idea about what the government wants local government to look like. And they are very keen on unitary authorities, so, single entities of maybe 500,000 people also in each different unitary, with an elected mayor being responsible for local government, so delivery. So all of your delivery of local services as well as your strategic kind of big infrastructure projects would be then done by a single entity rather than at the moment. You have obviously the boroughs and districts within Surrey, and then you have county council. So it's almost merging of those two, abolishing. I don't want to say abolishing. It is kind of a merger of Surrey County Council and local districts and boroughs to become one entity, and that's what it was. The county council had to respond. All county councils had to respond by the 10th of January in terms of whether they were interested in being part of the first phase of devolution. And the government has put forward lots of carrots, basically, for those county councils that put forward for the first phase. And Surrey County Council wanted to be kind of, masters of their own destiny rather than this be done upon them. They were quite keen to be part of the initial phase and try and determine what is best for Surrey residents rather than the government deciding what's best for Surrey residents.
Sorry, if the county council does nothing, what is it? Does it have to be done? Is it mandatory for everybody to be
It is. Yes, it is. There isn't that much choice in terms of it's either you're in phase one or you then go to the next phase, but and then it's you're kind of a bit late to the overall outcome because the government will determine much more by then. So it's only those, I think, county councils that are in the first phase that are able to determine more of what's best for their residents rather than be in the second phase, which, by that time, the government will have already determined a lot. So the government is very, very keen, has made it clear, this is what they see going forward. And if councils do not engage, whether that's borough councils or county councils, then the government will force them to do this. So there isn't that much choice in the matter. It's not something that Surrey County Council has just thought, okay, well, we'll just do this on our own. No, this is the government absolutely showing in its white paper that this is the journey that they're going towards, and they will do this by the end of their term.
So we've got the government is in effect basically forcing all county councils to go through this process, where at the moment you have a district or borough and then you have a county on top. They basically want to squash them down into one unitary to deliver all the services that are currently delivered by the two councils together, but they're being delivered by one council. Is that what we're saying? That's what will happen?
Correct.
And then over the top, we know that there's mayors already in London and Manchester and Birmingham, West Midlands. Is it the same kind of model? I mean, I think there what happens is that the mayor works with the council leaders in order to do things. Is that what's proposed here as well?
Yeah, so the government is very keen for the concept of elected mayors. If you're going to have unitaries, then you're going to have what's called like a new strategic authority, and the mayor will be part of that. So the mayor will have overall oversight on big issues, big infrastructure projects, and kind of connecting infrastructure, and rail and roads and all of those kind of big picture issues will come under the jurisdiction of the mayor, as well as delivery of housing. So the idea from the government's white paper is to have much more joined up doing of things rather than different entities, because at the moment we have got the county council, we've got districts and boroughs, and we've got what's called LEPs, which is your local enterprise partnerships, which also, are a government body, a quango as such. All of that will then come under one umbrella, and each of that will have, you need to, with each unitary, a minimum resident number of 500,000, half a million.
So, okay, well, that's it. And that mayor would be directly elected, I guess. So that would give people the opportunity to directly elect somebody to do that. I mean, all of this is, I suppose, dependent on the government saying that this is something that they're going to accept. So Surrey's applied to be in the first tranche. The government presumably has got to say yes or no. Do we know when that's going to be? Yeah,
so Surrey County Council, as I said, like every other council, had to respond to if it wanted to be in the first tranche, it had to respond by the 10th of January. So it really, the government did not leave enough time for, I think, any of the county councils to be able to do a wider consultation, which is why the consultation with residents will be done after government has agreed that those county councils that have applied to be in the first tranche are allowed to be in the first tranche. I mean, that is something that only the government can decide. And after,
do we know when that decision is expected?
That is going to happen at I think it will happen quite soon, probably by the end of the month or early February. The government will let those councils that have applied to be in the first tranche, so that Surrey County Council, I think Kent has applied, I think Hampshire has applied, as well as others. They will let them know, those that are in the first tranche and those that are not in the first tranche for whatever reason that might be. And just to mention that we did actually have a meeting, a full council meeting and a special council meeting on, I think it was the 8th of January, where all of the councils were able to discuss, vote for whether they wanted to be part of the first tranche. And there was a majority at council for being in part of the first tranche, at least beginning the conversation. No decision has been made so far. This is just about the county council having a conversation, firstly with government and then also with residents at the same time, about what the final outcome will be in terms of unitaries, whether it's one unitary, two unitaries, three unitaries, whatever that number might be. We're really at the initial stage. So, and of course, residents will be part of that conversation once the government has agreed that we are part of the first tranche.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. I mean, I guess there's probably, this one's got longer to run. Maybe I can come back on another occasion, but after we know a little bit more and ask a few more questions. But yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, no, that's yeah. I think, if the government does agree for Surrey County Council to be in the first tranche, then I think the conversation will of course continue, because we'll go into consultation mode, and then of course elections will need to be postponed, because there's no point in having elections in May, because elections cost money. That's about £2 million worth of costs if you're going to have elections for a zombie body that might be abolished in a year's time. So and if councils are in the first tranche, then it is the government's discretion as to whether elections are cancelled or not. It's Surrey County Council cannot cancel elections. Only the government can do that. And the government will instruct Surrey County Council that, yes, you are part of the first tranche and therefore you need to postpone the elections until next year. You need to put forward your plans and you need to consult with your residents.
I think a lot of residents will be amazed to learn that elections cost £2 million, but
yes,
it's true.
They do.
That's what
That is true.
Businesses with all the postal votes that have to be sent out. It's very, very labour intensive when you take into account all the
It is, and I don't. Yes, exactly, and I don't see the purpose of having elections, spending £2 million only for a year to have elections again next year on a new body. I mean, that doesn't really make sense. That's a very, very expensive election and cost for a year's worth of, So yeah.
Okay, seems sensible, and I'm sure there's more to come. Hopefully, we'll hear soon, and there'll be a bit more clarity on what's going to happen. But thanks very much.
Absolutely. We will definitely keep it as a theme, and you're welcome to come back any time.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Simon. So that brings us to the end of this session of my live stream. It's thank you so much for joining me. My next session is on the 16th of Feb, sorry, and that's again going to be about 3 o'clock. Thank you. If you have any questions, please write to me and let me know if there's anything that I can help with. And if you have any other issues that you want me to discuss or you want to come on and talk about on the live stream, then you are most welcome. Just send me a message and we'll try and put something together. So thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.